Today on Hello Iowa, we're going to have a lot of fun talking about micromances. Have you heard of those? Also, some dirty sodas. We're going to try those. And family meals and tiny tweaks. We're going to make your fall a lot easier. But first, we're going to chat with Aaron, I just changed your name. Aaron Kiernan.
That's a lot of consonants.
So great to have you here today.
Thank you.
Looking so beautiful in yellow and some black pants.
Yes, this whole look, this whole vibe is part of our planned conversation, but also, you know, this used to be your dress.
It looks so great on you. Yellow is your color. I love that. It's not my color. I'm like, okay, I guess I got to get rid of this.
Okay, yeah, well, I was happy that you did.
So you posted, I think it was from our conversation maybe a couple weeks ago, you posted that on LinkedIn with a really good conversation starter about work-life balance. Like, is there really a work-life balance?
I've been saying this for a long time, but I just sort of felt compelled to reiterate it in the wake of our conversation about me coming back to work after FMLA and how, you know, it was a hard decision to make, and that feeling that I think is universally shared among all parents, but I think moms in particular seem to constantly feel like I'm failing at some part of my life, whether it's work or, you know, my kids, my spouse, having the perfect house, you know, all of these things. And Erin Port is here and she talks about that kind of stuff all the time. But it just is this big, horrific myth that we have been sold, that everybody has it all together and is doing it all perfectly. And so I guess I was doing some myth busting to say, you know, this is impossible. And if it helps in some way for me to be waving that flag and saying, I can't do it, and you don't have to, right? So you know this is how I look at work all the time. People are like, this woman is crazy. I'm like half put together,
well,
but I feel like
the top half a lot of times.
But this is symbolic of my life. I halfway have it together.
Don't we all, right? But then you can also, you're ready to go, no matter what you have to do. Work, go on the run, you know.
And you know this too, as a mom, and I mean dads do too, like Michael, my husband, he shoulders a lot of this with me. I'm not living in a bubble doing it by myself, but you know, where you get that call like, I need you to come get a kid, or a couple of weeks ago, this is something that most people with kids my age are not dealing with, but I had to take clean clothes for Michael Francis because he had an accident. And that's a whole nother thing we could talk about with autism that I never knew about, that you know, you may be dealing with potty training well into elementary, middle school. You know, some people who are more profoundly autistic are never completely toilet trained. So like I had to leave here, go home, get clothes, take them to school, you know, all of this stuff. And so yeah, you never know what the day is gonna hold.
This week you also posted a story that got a lot of attention. You were talking about the school pickup line and your feelings there. Tell us
the
about
joy
that.
of the school pickup line, right?
Well, that's probably a whole other conversation.
That is a whole other conversation, yes.
Follow the directions. I just remember elementary.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I think I got it down now. Like I understand what you're supposed to do. But yes, I randomly was doing pickup that day, and it had already been kind of a crazy day. So I'd been in and out of my change of clothes several times. But then I really was struck by when I was sitting in the pickup line, oh my good Lord.
Here are all your change of clothes though, by the way.
Oh yeah, here's me changing clothes, changing clothes. But what I said when I was sitting in the pickup line is, no one tells you when you're going through infertility treatment and it's not working and it's not working and you're getting older and older and older, that you are going to feel absolutely geriatric anytime you go to your kid's school. Like, I cannot tell you, Michael and I feel so old, and I know there have been points in time where people are like, oh, that's so great, the grandma and grandpa are here for the school play or whatever.
I don't think so.
I mean,
really?
It's something. But I constantly am seeing, you know, young women that I want to think that that's the babysitter, but it's not. It's the mom.
Everyone's in different stages, right?
Right, I mean,
I
right.
have started noticing that though, like people, you're like, you think you're their age, and then all of a sudden you realize, no, they're, you know.
Oh no. And like I talk to people for 5 seconds, it's like, oh yeah, we're in totally different.
You also posted something which is really cool because it's still, you know, fall's almost here, but it sure doesn't feel like it. So you posted a fun trip to the water park, and
Yes.
this really hit for me, I think, just how things are different for a mom of a child with autism or any sort of disability, and to see how you handled it, and then just the sheer joy on Michael Francis's face.
Yeah, so I didn't put this in the post, and I may do a follow-up post to say this. The only reason that trip to the water park happened is because one of my childhood girlfriends was in town visiting, and so she went with us. Like, I would never have attempted to go with Michael Francis and Audrey by myself because it's sheer chaos. And then poor Audrey, I feel like she has some degree of PTSD. Like, her whole life, she has been left alone while we chase Michael Francis. I mean, from the time she was an infant. Like, I would be at a park, and you know, you have that baby carrier car seat thing that snaps out of the holder, and I would just leave it on the ground and run after him. So anyway, the only reason we were able to do this was because of my friend Brenda. But she hung out with Audrey most of the time while I was on Michael Francis watch. And it was a super successful day in terms of how well he waited in all the lines. And then, like, he doesn't understand, you know, the 10-minute break when they clear the whole pool, and then adults can get back in, but kids can't. I mean, it was hard for him, but he did wonderfully. But then there were these little boys who were just being little
boys.
butt heads. I hate saying that though, because no, we shouldn't say like, oh, boys will be boys, kids will be kids. Screw that. They were being awful. And so I started out with my mean mom look. They saw me, they kept doing what they were doing. So then I went, hey, because they're all up on the stairs. And they look at me, keep mimicking Michael Francis. You know, a couple times they were kind of pushing him because he was a little scared to go off the high dive. He'd never done that before. So after that, as this behavior continued, and I knew that they knew what was up, I just pulled them aside as they came out of the water up the ladder, and I said, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? I know you think he's acting weird. He's autistic. He has a disability. It's really hard for him to wait in line. It's scary for him to go off the high dive. His jumping and his flapping and his humming and all the things that you think are weird and that you're making fun of are the ways he copes, so we can even be here today. And I could see they were kind of in that moment of like, oh my gosh, an adult is like chastising us, right? They kept doing it.
Oh.
I'm like, oh my gosh. When I was that age, if an adult had done that to me from the jump with the mean look, I would have been like, ooh,
I'm over,
ooh,
yes.
and oh no, if somebody tells my mom, I'm really in for it, right? So I've had some people say to me like, don't be mean to those kids. I'm like, I wasn't being mean.
It's a good learning opportunity.
It's a learning opportunity, and you do not want to come up against me in those situations because I will fight for my kids, and I am teaching them to stand up for themselves.
Erin, thanks so much for being here to share this, as always.
Sorry, I'm getting mad.
No, I love it. Mama Bear's out. I love that.
I need my Hulk mask.
Well, thank you so much for being here,
Sure.
as always.